What is going on? How is everybody doing? Um, Interesting news today. Interesting news. Slow news day. It has been all week. Nothing new. But there are some interesting things that we can discuss. Guys, today is going to be it's going to be a short stream. Maybe talk a little bit with anybody here that wants to get into some subjects, but there are some quite interesting updates that have emerged in the Milan sphere. Ciao, Carlo, come stai? How are you doing, sir? How is everything doing? How is everything? How is everything? So, as I was saying, not that much to discuss. It won't be the longest live that we have done. We've been doing some crazy lives actually. We did a 7 hour live, then we did a 9 hour live. Almost went to 10 hours, and now the other night we did a 8 hour live, almost into nine. Guys, I think one of the ambitions here, one of the plans, is to create everything good. Hope you're good, Roy. Yeah, everything great. Thank you, Carlo. One of the plans here for RossonARI TV is eventually to have a 24-hour stream live. That is something that we want to do, and I think it'll be really cool. Keep the dialogue going on 24 hours every single day. 24 hours every single day. Maybe we can, get people from all over the world, depending on the time, have different people host it. So it is something that we're going to plan on doing. Let's see if it will come to fruition. Hopefully, I think it will be a really cool idea. The Milan community is always here; it never goes away. All right, so let's get into some of these topics I wanted to look at today, which I thought were quite interesting topics that I like. I don't usually say that, but today I saw some news that the reason why I decided to do we weren't going to do a live today, but the reason why I decided to do the live today was because I read some interesting topics, some interesting updates regarding a certain player that I have been asking for a long time. A long time. I've been asking for players of a certain caliber, players of a certain level of experience. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I had stated last season was, "What's up, Tick Size?" One of the things I had stated last season was that we don't really need youngsters. We have plenty of youngsters. I mean, we really do. Like, how many youngsters do we need to get? The best thing that we could have gotten, but also we don't need to get what's up, Eastbourne, how you doing? But also we shouldn't be getting players that are too old towards the end of their career. But there is that magic, that magic bridge, which is between 27 and 32. Those are the years in which football players tend to be the best. Between 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. As a matter of fact, most Ballon d'Or winners in the past bunch of years were over 30s. Modric, Messi, Ronaldo, etc. And probably this year it'll also be an over 30 Ballon d'Or winner. Because, we like, there's this idea that youngsters are Joga Benito, how you doing, sir? there's this idea that youngsters, you can put a youngster in on the field and he's going to like run all over 30-year-old. That's just not true, guys. It is just not true. That's just not the way it works. Now, of course, some 20-year-olds, some 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds might have very gifted physically, and but I just want to say, like, the problem is the brain. You know, a 28-year-old, a 29, 20, 30, 31, 32 is going to surclass you physically and his brain. The brain is just going to. That's why I don't want to see Kirkes at Milan. I do not want to see this kid put in the deep end right away because you play him against players from any team, even the low teams, the lower teams. You get him up against a 28-year-old. We're going to surclass him physically and tactically. These kids have to learn. So anyway, going back to what I was referring to, there is a certain player on the news that I was very happy to see. So we are going to get straight into it, and that is drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Let's wait here. Let's do this and then let's go. And that player, guys, is Isco. Isco, according to a report, where is it? According to a report from Spain, let's see, a news outlet called Todo Ficaes, which is probably bullshit. Who knows? I mean, sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you. I'm not here to tell you whether or not he is going to be. This is real news or not. But yes, he's born. If you're talking about Isco, I saw the Madrid fan Twitter page. Most of the Madrid fans wanted him out or to terminate his contract. And you know what? So be it. So be it. Seems like they're not happy and want Madrid to sell him as soon as possible. He's not in Ancelotti's plans. 18 million euros up until 2025. And they're saying that the Milan is close to closing the deal. Fabrizio said Milan are not in talks for Isco, at least right now. Well, Fabrizio can go and F himself for all I care. But the Isco links with Madrid have been ongoing for a long time. It's not just now. Isco is definitely a player that suits Milan. His age is just perfect. And he would be a player that would come in and be more of a mentor, more of a leader in the locker room, a technical leader. So this, out of all the cams, this is the number one that we could get. All right, this is the best one that we can get out of all the cams. Brandt, by the way, guys, has said he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to move away from Germany. So he's staying in Germany. So forget him. Vlasic is still there. Sabitzer is still there. We're still still talking, but right now, I think Isco would be our best option. So let's hope that this Isco thing comes to fruition, and we get a nice cam. Exactly. Maldini is in Ibiza right now with Messi. Maldini is in Ibiza. When Maldini is in Ibiza, good things happen. You know, that is one of the places where you have all these agents, players. They go there and do their businesses. They say Maldini is not on holiday in Ibiza. Maldini is there to do business. So let's see what how this pans out. We have 2 more days, guys, and then we are in August. Saturday, we do have a friendly against that fucking team Nice. Let's see how they do. Let's see how Milan does. But every time Maldini goes to Ibiza, he doesn't go there um, to check the chicks in bikinis. He goes there to do business. So let's see what this brings out. Actually, maybe the most exciting news of the transfer market uh, is that Maldini is in Ibiza. Because we know that when Maldini is in Ibiza, as I said earlier, good things happen. Last time it was what, Teo Hernandez. So let's see if this time it can be someone like Isco. Isco, guys, Isco. Isco has a criticism that he holds the ball way too long. What do you think, Roy? Um, Isco is a player that holds the ball way too long. I wouldn't say that he holds the ball way too long. I think Isco is a extreme professional. Honestly, guys, if anything, we should be asking Isco how to play football rather than us criticizing him. We're talking about an absolute champion. But Real Madrid is filled with champions, so they are they can afford to put champions on the side. This is a club that just is overfilled with champions, and Isco being one of them is a player that could definitely come. No, guys, I honestly don't think. I think from a technical level, Isco is pure magic. Is just is a brilliant player, and he would adapt really well in Italy. I remember him playing in an under 21 game against against Italy in the under 21s. This was what, about 8 years ago. I can't remember what it was, but I remember it was basically the team that won the Euros this year was pretty much that under 21 team minus the veterans, and Isco just demolished them. Isco just made all those Italian players look like look like children. I remember Immobile scored a crazy goal, but but uh, but yeah, he was great. And guys, he's a player that has won a lot of trophies, a player that has had a lot of experience in the Champions League. This is the kind of player that we need, you know. Like, this is a player that all you gotta get him to a level of fitness where he can compete. And I mean, why wouldn't he be able to do that? Why wouldn't he be able to do that? Um, let's keep on going. Let's see. Kessie is renewing as reports say we're close. Yeah, I'm going to get to Kessie in a second. Isco is the guy to make those chances out of nothing, which would be great for games where teams just defend against us. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But I want Isco more because of the games for those Champions League games. You know, when we get to play PSG, Real Madrid. Oh, will he have something to prove? And we'll talk about ex players in a second because I'm pretty sure you know where we're going. What's up, Lucas? No, I will not turn my video on. Thank you. You can tell whatever you want, Roy, but Isco didn't fulfill his potential to his highest. Well, listen, Gentile. Isco is not 36. He's not 37. How old is Isco? Let's. Can someone get me his age? What is his age? What is Isco's age? He's not. He's 29, right? Is he 29? Am I wrong? Am I wrong or am I right? He's 29, guys. We're talking about a 29-year-old. Come on, this guy still has 5, 6 years left. Let's get hey, guys, Milan was linked to Ilicic. All right, we were linked to a 33-year-old with we're linked to a 33-year-old that has psychological issues, that is very fragile psychologically, a player that we saw that in Gasperini's Atalanta, which is a very tough team to play in, by the way, because Gasperini demands a lot. He would come in subbed out. I'm not disappointed in Ilicic. I still think he's a great player, but that's who Milan is looking. A few days ago, Ilicic. Some reports were saying Ilicic was a done deal. Uh, Isco is the player that Milan needs. Isco is the player that Milan needs. I think. And we all think. We all think differently. We all think differently, and we shall see if he is the player that will make the difference. But anyway, let's go on with this. Let's go on with this. Today, July 29th, 3 days away from August, or 2 days away from August, reports are claiming that Isco is very close to Milan. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Well, I mean, okay, well, the thing about Modric and Cruz is that Isco, the way now, what formation does Real Madrid usually play with? Is it a 4-3-3, or is it a four? I know they have Casemiro, Modric, and Cruz. That has been their midfield, right? And then they have the wingers, Vinicius, they have Benzema. So they play a 4-3-3. I think one of the biggest problems with Isco is that Isco is not a good player for a 4-3-3 situation unless you use him as a false nine. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't follow Real Madrid. I don't give a flying F about Real Madrid. But in a okay, thank you, Gensil. In a 4-3-3, Isco could only be used as a false nine. He's not a mezzala. He's not a regista. And he's not an offensive winger. He's not a number 9. He could only be used as a false 9. So that's the problem. That's the problem. That is the issue with Isco in a 4-3-3. In a 4-3-3, Isco needs to be used. Well, sorry, Isco is a cam. Isco is a classic cam, second striker, number 9. But he's not a mezzala. He's not a mezzala. Mezzala being a center right or center left, box to box midfielder, kind of like Çalhanoğlu is more of a mezzala. By the way, guys, Çalhanoğlu had an excellent match with Inter, 3 assists and a goal. So out of 6 goals, he was involved in 4. Laert has a bet. Laert has a bet saying that Brahim Diaz will be involved in more goals than Çalhanoğlu. Well, if this is the form Çalhanoğlu will continue going on, we might see Laert in an Inter shirt at the end of the season, guys. All right. If he comes, I hope he proves me wrong. Yeah, I mean, look, hey, Gensil, he could come to AC Milan and then just be a flop. That is absolutely possible. But I think at AC Milan, there's more room for him, for a player like that. You'd give him more responsibility. So anyway, good news about Isco. Very good news. Okay, I saw some other comments. Let me get to here. Deportivo La Coruña are also being linked with Isco. No top club wants him anymore, Roy. It will be a risky deal for Milan. They can sign Sabitzer for that same price and less wages. Okay. Sabitzer, well, guys, I mean, to me, Isco is a top player. I mean, top teams don't want him anymore. That's a good question. That's a good question. Why? That's a good question. Why? But I don't know. I think that he is a perfect kind of player for AC Milan, and if Maldini and Co are after him, Fabrizio Romano says it's not true. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Fabrizio Romano is a guy that goes from channel to channel asking $250 just to repeat the same shit every day. So must Lucas, my friend Lucas, do you honestly think Maldini is on vacation? You honestly think he went there to just check out girls in bikinis and drink margaritas on the beach? Lucas. Maldini is not on vacation. Maybe it's a vacation. Maybe he says it's a vacation. Ibiza is where all the agents go. It's where all the players go when they're not when they're they have the day off or shit like that. Ibiza is a hot spot for deal making. So Maldini is not on vacation. Maldini is 100% making deals while he's sitting next to a pool drinking margaritas. There is no time for vacations, guys. The time of vacations are over. They are over. Maldini is in Ibiza with his wife to create another Maldini because he doesn't look he'll fulfill his father's expectation. That's funny. I like Isco and Ilicic because they can both break the low block defense, which causes us trouble. Yes, that is very true. That's why I also think he's a good player. But guys, honestly, when it comes to these low block teams that we play in Serie A, I don't know if it's a matter. We had a discussion about this the other day. I don't know if it's a matter of players or it's a matter of just the psychology of the club, because I remember us struggling to beat these low block Italian teams when we had Seedorf, Kaká, Shevchenko, Rui Costa, Ronaldinho. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the players. I think Milan, when it comes to these low block players, Milan needs to Milan needs to change something, in its mentality. Because there are other teams in Italy that approach those kind of situations in a much more in a way with much more personality. So this is the thing. Like, I disagree. In this channel, people said you need quality. I don't think you need quality. You need personality. That's what I think. You need personality. You need character, personality. You need a fighting spirit. Come on, guys. Let's go back. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much on this, but let's go back to Cagliari, Milan Cagliari. We had the players to break down Cagliari. Okay, if we had that same team beat Juventus 3-0 a few days prior. The only difference between that Juventus game and the Cagliari game is that it was the state of mind, the psychology. That is the problem. Milan has always had this issue when facing these low block Italian teams that for some reason psychologically they do not put themselves in the right space. It's like a mental space. And Milan has always been a fantastic team. Uh, Always, guys, always. I'm not talking about Saki. I'm talking before Saki. Has always been a fantastic team when you play open football. When you play open football, Milan is one of the best teams in the world. Sometimes for some years, for a long time, the best team in the world. But when we play against these low block teams, there's something there that Milan needs to work on. And I think if Milan can figure this out and install it in its philosophy to break these low block teams, break them down, then guys, then we will. add that missing piece, that missing piece, that missing piece of a puzzle. Because once again, guys, when we had Ancelotti, Pirlo, Seedorf, Cafu, Kaká, Rui Costa, Shevchenko, Robinho, Pato, Ibrahimovic, Ronaldinho, Beckham. The fucking list goes on and on and on and on and on. We would still not beat all these teams. We would still have a tie. We would lose. And this is one of the reasons why Milan does not have more Scudettos. Is because of this. It's because of this. So this is something that Milan definitely needs to work on. But yes, quality, but more so personality. Quality and personality helps with that. But again, I mean, how much quality and personality did we have in the past? And still, I guys, I'm sorry. I don't think it's got anything to do with quality. It's a club thing. The club needs to get this aspect of its philosophy. Its philosophy. How do you break down these teams? You just impose yourself. I mean, you have to have fun playing against these teams. It looks like when Milan plays against these teams, when that have these low blocks, I honestly think that Milan just doesn't have fun, because Milan has more fun when the teams are when it's open football. They love to dominate open football. And but when we play these low block teams, Milan seems to not have fun. They seems to be always stressed, because they're always trying to find that solution. So they will figure it out. I'm sure Milan will figure it out, and I'm sure that Maldini is the guy to figure it out. Because, guys, at the end of the day, we have Maldini. Maldini is not going to allow this club to fail. This is just not his. It's not in his soul. It's not in his way of being. Maldini is a champion, born a champion, and will pass away as a champion, and all in between, champion. And this guy just exudes so much respect. Everybody in the world of football respects Maldini. Okay, every single person in the world of football has so much reverence and respect for Maldini. I mean, I remember when Maldini would play in the Champions League towards the end of his career, he would go to, when he would play in other countries, all those countries would revere Maldini and just talk so positively about him. We're talking about a legend of legends. So we have a very competent person at the helm, a very, very, very competent person at the helm that knows what the Milan spirit is, and that's what we have. We have that Milan spirit that we lost in those 10 years. Pretty much when Maldini left the club, that's when you can say we started to lose something. But anyway, let's keep on reading some messages, and then we'll go into the next topics. Yes, why not both? I missed some here. I like Isco and Ilicic because they can both break the low block defense. Maldini's and Biza, yeah, we read that. We are on the verge to sign Muani. Yes, I'm going to get into that. Isco at AC Milan would be insane. Hi, Sahif, what's up, my man? How you doing? I think Isco has the experience and mentality to break the low block defense. Daniel Maldini is terrible, and I don't normally say this about youngsters. Daniel Maldini is. Let's see. I do have my doubts about him. I gotta say that I do have my doubts about him. Say, he still needs to convince for sure. To be honest, I have not seen him enough to judge him, and he's only 18, 19. You really can't say he's terrible. Okay, that's fair. You said that's fair. Only negative thing so far is a delay on a cam like Sabitzer, for example. Not expensive will be. I definitely would like to join Milan. Sabitzer fits the way Pioli likes his cam. Roy, I was watching Matrix Comps video. Matrix? You mean Materazzi? Is that who you mean, Lucas? To beat low block wingers, need to stay as wide as possible to lure fullbacks over. To beat low blocks. Oh, wingers need to stay as wide as possible to lure fullbacks, so there are spaces to exploit. Yeah, that's true. You have to open up, right? Basically, you want to move to the left, to the right, to the left, and to the right, and as you manipulate your opposing team to shift towards to the right and then to the left, you exploit those spaces and then you try to open them up as much as possible. True, very true. And in Italy, this is what they're good at. They're good at defending, so you have to be good and astute. But you need personality and character. I still think that is personality and character. 2010, 2011. Who were our defenders, Lucas? Can you remind us? Isco earns more than our highest earner, Ibra. Milan doesn't pay that kind of salary anymore, folks. We'll have to get creative with our attacking mid-search. How much is Isco earning, guys? I don't think he will. Well, now this is the thing about Isco. I don't think he will make more money than what he's making at Real Madrid. I honestly don't think that, because he has been on a downward spiral. And therefore he doesn't have the clout, and he doesn't have the negotiation position to ask for more money. Rather, he needs to put himself back in contention. And Milan is a big space for him to do that. Scudetto, and we lost to draw because of shit defending. Was so good I want to cry. That was Allegri's here. Roy, thoughts on Nantes striker? Yeah, we'll get into the Nantes striker in a second. That 3-0 against Napoli still carved in my memory. Roy, what do you think about Marco Van Bommel with us? Really underrated and was a top performer weekend. Oh, Van Bommel was fantastic. Okay, you want to talk about personality? There you go. I mean, how much personality did Van Bommel have? I remember he just bossed that fucking midfield. And he was perfect for Allegri's system. But Van Bommel was 90% personality, 5% excellent footballer, and 5% more personality. Yeah, those kind of players are those kind of players win you Scudettos, because they are literally captains on the field. They're leaders. Isco or Ziyech? Well, they're different players. I think Ziyech is more of a winger. I think Ziyech is more versatile. I do not know Ziyech as well as I know Isco, so I can't really say. But I'd see Ziyech more as a right winger, so I wouldn't be putting Ziyech and Isco in the same comparison. How about both? How about that? Let's get in both. I wish Milan would try and go for Bernardo Silva. He would be perfect for that 10 role. Looks like Man City are going to sell him after the Grealish deal is done, but only concern is the price tag. Okay, Bernardo Silva is interesting. Very interesting player. We need Boban too. He has good contacts in world football. Hey, Boban, man. Boban is not in good standing with AC Milan right now, especially with Gazidis. Hey, Roy, agree on your thoughts about Maldini. Wanted Berlusconi to invest in the team back in 2007. This is one of the reasons Milan has fallen so bad. Would you agree? Yeah, I think that 2007 was the year of the decline. That's when the decline started, in 2007, after that Champions League win. After not exploiting that win and rejuvenating the squad and starting a new cycle. That's a problem. Milan did not start a new cycle. And even when Allegri came in, Milan was still dependent on players that had been in the club for 10 years, literally a decade, even more. So the decline, in my opinion, starts in 2007, right after that Champions League win. And honestly, guys, I I know, say, if you like that 2011, I hated the way Allegri played with Milan. I hated it. I hated it. I could not stand the way Allegri played. Milan is a team that needs to play beautiful football. Allegri played such a awful brand of football with AC Milan. I think Allegri is a brilliant coach, but his way of playing football to me is not exciting at all. Roy Skira is reporting Chiar may be the captain if Romagnoli is not starting. I agree with that. I think Chiar should be the captain. He has definitely shown that he has excellent leadership qualities. 7 million is what Isco is asking for. For the right wing, Icone from Lille. Icone, excellent prospect. Excellent prospect. Maybe even more so than just a prospect. Icone seems to be one of the future stars, or almost right now a next star for France. So another player there that we could add to the right wing arsenal. Is there a reason why all of Milan transfer targets are getting leaked? Feels like we're scouting for other teams at this point. If Isco wants 10 million, he can go and take a walk. Yeah, 10 million is definitely not what we are all about. Icon is not that exciting. Even Lille fans said he performs once every 5 or 6 games, and that's wearing in a league like the League On. Okay. Well, guys, I do not follow the league on, so I cannot say. The decline started when we bottled the league in 2012. Well, that was the second decline. That was maybe the look. Milan's decline was in 2007 because they did not rejuvenate the team. That's when they had to start the new cycle. But then they kind of got back, or they kind of got the new peak in 2011. Then 2012 came, and now I know you guys hate me when I say this shit. I do not care. I do not give a damn about what you guys think, but that Scudetto with the Muntari goal had nothing to do with Juventus cheating. That was us messing up the season, okay? That game against Juventus in 2012 was like in February. And it was 1-1. It was a tie. We still had 3 months of championship. That was Allegri. Allegri sucked. Okay, Allegri sucks. He sucks. Okay, he sucks. All right. Anyway. All right. I didn't want to get so negative there, but all right. Let's move on to the next piece of the transfer market that I thought was quite interesting. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one here, but Belotti has been at. Wait, hold on. Let me answer these questions before we move on to that. Isco's earning 10 million real, would probably ask around 6. Yes, that's what I think. I think Isco would probably bring it down to 6 million. And I think it's fair. I think that would be fair. Maybe even lower. Guys. Maybe even lower. Roy, why you hate defensive football is part and parcel of football. No, it's not that I hate defensive football. No, I love defensive football. I mean, defending is an art. But the way you manage the ball is also a big part of football. I mean, look at the most dominant teams in the history of this sport. AC Milan Sacchi not only were great at defending, but the way we held the ball was incredible. The 70s Ajax, total football. You know, it's the way they maneuver the ball. They weave the ball through the players. Guardiola's Barcelona. Football is not just how good are you without the ball, but it's obviously how good you are with the ball. And Allegri, Allegri is not that he doesn't train the team to keep the ball like Guardiola, blah 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 blah. The difference is this: that if you put If you have Guardiola or Ancelotti, blah blah blah, they would put Isco, Busquets, and Xavi Iniesta in the middle, right? Right? That's what they would do. But Allegri would put Xavi in the bench, and he would put Van Bommel there. Iniesta would probably be on the bench, and he would put a Rabiot there. And so it's just his choice of players. It's the way he sees football. He likes to have players that are not are more so fighter in the middle, not offensively. Offensively, he likes spectacular players, but in the middle of the park, he likes his midfielders to be more on the defense. Like Kessie, guys. If Allegri had Kessie, Allegri would take Kessie with him wherever he goes. He goes to the restaurant, Kessie would be there with him, everywhere. Kessie is would be the player that Allegri would love the most. That's the issue. He just chooses players that do not play that kind of football. I like coaches that choose players and places together players that play a certain style of football. Pioli is doing very well at that, but Pioli is a yes man, so he's just doing what the management asked him to do. Hey, this is Milan. We have a certain DNA. We have an identity. We have standards. This is what we want you to do. Allegri is not a yes man, even though some people think he is, but he's not a yes man. And Allegri does whatever you think. You think Berlusconi was happy to see Milan play that kind of football? Berlusconi, absolutely not. All right, let's read a few more comments and let's get into this other one. I don't get excited over the transfer news and don't mean this channel, but big insights in general. Most is bullshit and doesn't even make sense. Yeah, that's why I hate this fucking period of the season. Roy could have a heart attack. Oh man, Mourinho at Milan would be awful. Roy, what do you think of Capello's team? They scored very few goals to win the league. Yeah, Capello's team was also very defensive and but efficient. Like Capello is the same school of Allegri. Is that same school of Allegri? I think though the difference between Capello and Allegri is that Capello at the time literally had the best roster of the galaxy. So, no matter who you put on the field, they're going to play football and they're going to win. Allegri did not have that, did not have the best roster on planet Earth. But no, guys, Allegri is a great coach. Okay, I just don't like his style of football. I just don't like it. I don't find it entertaining. I don't like it. It doesn't give me any joy. When I remember seeing Milan play, because to me, ever since I started watching Milan, the thing about Milan to me was the way they played. This beautiful brand of football, offensive football, possession football, creativity. And then we started to lose that after Ancelotti, and then Allegri came in and he just changed everything. And some people thought that was a change that was needed, but it is what it is. All right, let's move on. Hey Roy, would you agree Milan spend more on paying their scouts than on the actual scouting player? Would you agree Milan spend more on paying their scouts than on the actual? Well, one of their scouts is Ibrahim Ba. The nice thing about our team now is that we're so balanced in every position. We play really beautiful football. Yes, I believe that too. I believe that too. Due to low taxes in Italy, Isco will probably be okay earning much less in Milan. Okay, there you go. Absolutely love Allegri, most underrated coach. I don't underrate him at all. By the way, could have won last 2 Champions Leagues if he didn't face 2 of the best squads ever. Yeah, I agree with that. Allegri said he's ready to try attacking football after the break he took. Okay, well, let's see if he does that because that's what's missing from his skill set. is that attacking flair, that magic. Guys, I mean, don't you remember that game against Tottenham? That was so embarrassing when we played against Tottenham. Even freaking Ibrahimovic was like, Allegri, yo, grow some balls. We are Milan. We're not freaking Verona. We're Milan. Grow some balls. Let's play football. Let's attack. Let's go get it. That game against Tottenham is a game that I will never forget because it brings so much negativity and nightmares to me. Man, I'm getting distracted here. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right, Belotti, guys. So Belotti is pretty much in a situation of stall with his club. His club is offering him what, around 3.5 to 4 million until 2025. There are a few teams on Belotti that could be Tottenham, Sevilla, Milan, and Roma are all teams that are linked to the player. So let's see where this saga brings. If Belotti does come to Milan, I do not think it will be this season. But he is still being linked to Milan in the news. This is a player. This could be a very interesting transfer market pawn, a piece. Piece for many teams because we are talking about a player that his only curse is playing for a super duper shit club that just does not give him the platform to shine. Belotti is a warrior. He's got a great personality, great mindset. He just needs a club. He just needs to play. He needs to be surrounded by technical players. He needs to be in a technical environment where they play very good football. And I think Belotti will definitely impress. Very much so. So Belotti might be still lurking in the shadows. Let's see what happens with Belotti. Let's see. And that's all I've got to say about him. Belotti is one of, I think when I said my preferred players to come to AC Milan a few months ago during the season, I said Belotti as a striker, Isco as a cam, Berardi as a right winger. So this is, I do think that there is a possibility that Belotti might not renew, as even though Eastbourne is saying Belotti will renew his contract. Sorry, right? I don't know if he will. I don't know if he will. He might. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. But he might not renew his contract and then just wait till his contract is over and then just join the team that way. Because you have to think, other than this player just wants to have a shitty career. Well, a shitty career. The guy's a Serie A World Cup, a Euro winner. He plays in the Serie A. But at club level, if he wants to have a mediocre, less than average career when he has the opportunity to play in the Champions League, etc., then screw him. You know, then screw him. But I think that he will have come to terms with the fact that he is at a crossroads and he needs to make a decision. And if he renews with Torino, well, forget the Champions League. This guy will never, ever, ever play a Champions League game in his career. And how sad is it? How sad is it? And when it goes back to the Italian players, because you guys know me, I'm a super fanatic of the Italian national team, so I follow the Italian players a lot. How sad is it that in the last 15 years with Balotelli, Cassano, they did not have the head, they did not have the psychology down. Belotti, a player that is stuck in this club, Belotti just doesn't. It just seems he doesn't have the personality to just tell Cairo to fuck off, pretty much. Oh man, sti Italiani, these Italians. Okay, let's see what else you guys are saying. Roy, don't you think our league's low TV rights was a cause of Milan's downfall? As if Milan were in PL and finished in top six, we would have still earned a lot to keep buying players and have no loss. And I don't. I think that was part of it. Financial fair play was part of it, but the biggest part of it, Alan, was the fact that Berlusconi had literally a 500 million euro lawsuit that he had to deal with. Um, that was the key factor in the whole thing. And the Berlusconi family at a certain point was like, listen, we have to, we have to. We're losing money every year. Berlusconi is doing his parties, his orgies, but as he's prime minister of Italy, and he's not focusing on the team. And do you guys know about Berlusconi's bunga bunga parties? Did this come out? Did this is this did this news was this international news? But no, for me that was the biggest problem. He just had this huge lawsuit, and he just didn't allow him to invest the way he wanted. But also Berlusconi, at a certain point, guys, you win so much. At a certain point, you're just not hungry anymore. I mean, Berlusconi has won so much. 5 Champions Leagues, guys. 5 Champions Leagues, and how many finals? And three lost final. 8 Champions League finals with Milan. 8 Champions League finals. He won 5, and against Ajax, that was 1-0. We could have won that against freaking Liverpool. We saw how that one went. He could have won 7 Champions Leagues. Then against Marseille, that one was, we have to give credit to Marseille. They beat us fair and square and with a strong result. So, yeah, the legendary bunga bunga parties. Yeah. Berlusconi is a player. Berlusconi is Milan's sugar daddy. Yeah. Roy, what are your thoughts, if any, about Lazio President Lotito saying Serie A will envy his new signings? Well, Lotito is a character, so he will say these kind of things. And Lotito is very interesting. His articulation in the Italian language when he speaks, his vernacular, the way he articulates his sentences is very. He's I don't know. He has a very strong command of Italian language. Let me say that. But he's a personality, so he will say this shit. Lazio will be a tough cookie to break, but I think someone here on this channel said it expertly. Sarri is someone that takes a little bit of time before getting in his gears. I think he has less pressure at Lazio, Sarri, so that is going to help him out. Who is? Do you know who the signings are? Are there any rumors regarding which signings these people are? If those bunga bunga parties happened today, he would be me too. Right? Yeah, that is true. Or maybe not. Maybe not. He does have a lot of power. Okay, let's keep on going with. We have. Let's see. What else do we have? Okay, so we spoke about Isco. We spoke about Belotti. Lazio is trying to sign Shaqiri. All right. Okay, so here is a player that I thought was interesting. A player that has been linked with Milan. A player that I have heard about a while. Sometimes, not much, but a Japanese player named Kubo. And in Spain, they are linking this player with Milan. He is apparently having a decent Olympic. Obviously, the Olympics are in Japan, so Japan is pretty much in the spotlight right now. This player, they call him the Messi of Japan. I had seen this player when he was much younger. When he was a teenager, I was well monitoring. He would appear here and there. Um, for a for a split second, I thought you were going to say Honda, right? La Masia talent. Yes. So this player here, some outlets are linking him to Milan. Milan is interested in this player. So this could be an interesting prospect. Let's see what happens with this one. I don't see this happening, to be honest with you, but I thought it would be interesting just to bring it up. Um, he is, I believe, a cam, a second striker cam kind of player. Very creative, low center of gravity, very technical. Plays very. He's kind of like an Insigne, kind of like these Jovinko, kind of like these Messi. Well, Messi is a huge. It's too much. It's too much. Saying Messi is just too much. But he's that kind of player. I thought it was interesting that he was linked with Milan. This is the first time I ever hear him being linked with Milan. So I don't know. I don't have many opinions about him, but I did want to bring him up. I did want to bring him up because it could be a surprise. It could be a surprise when this youngster was when he's still a youngster, but when he was, I don't know if he's still a teenager. I think he is actually, but when he was literally like what 14, 13, he was making headlines. Now a few years later, he's in the Olympics and being linked with Milan. What is up, Nathan? How are you doing, my friend? What's going on? Madrid will not let him go permanently, only loan. Interesting. So he's an interesting prospect. I just wanted to bring him up. Not much to say about him. I wonder if you guys know anything about him. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that he would be a good signing for AC Milan? What are your thoughts on that? So let me know because I don't have many opinions on him. I wonder if you guys know a little bit more about him. But yeah, so we'll get into that, guys. Let me know what you think. And then the last piece of news is that the Caio George operation seems to have gone away, and Milan is losing ground. Yusuf, can you do a live of you playing football and coaching? Well, guys, listen. As far as coaching goes, I'm not going to be coaching for. I'm taking a sabbatical, maybe 2 years, 2-3 years. I don't think I want to see a football. One of the reasons why I decided to join this channel is because I do not want to coach anymore. I mean, at least for now. And the way I want to be involved in football is I'll talk about football. But I have coaching is a very stressful line of work, guys. A very stressful, extraordinarily stressful. Dealing with human resources and the managements and there's so many elements when it comes to coaching. Each player is its own story, right? Each player is his own thing, and then if you the clubs and the owners of the clubs and the people in the offices, you don't have all the freedoms you want, and sometimes you can be in a situation where you don't get what you want. So I would rather stay away from coaching. And also, I've done a lot of coaching with youth, and man, the youth are a pain in the butt, guys. These kids are not easy to deal with. So I'm okay with staying away from a football field for 3 years, but I'll get back into it. I just wanted to take a break. And actually, one of the reasons why as I said, I joined Ari's channel is because I don't want to be on a football pitch. I'd rather just talk about football for now. Okay. Kaya George and Brandt are no longer options. Yes, Brandt, we said he's no longer an option. And Kaya George seems to have been is an operation that is just not working. So I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I don't care. Kubo didn't get success in his last two loan spells due to less playing time. Okay. I do not give a crap about Kaya George. His highlights do not impress me. Obviously, I haven't seen a 90-minute game, so I can't tell you how he plays in 90 minutes. But from a technical perspective, we have players like that in Italy. We don't need to freaking go to the other side of the planet to look for players that from a technical perspective, are not anything special. All right. Let's see. Carlo Boretti says this Kaya transfer pissed me off. If he goes to you for an extra $2 million, then it shows we really are struggling for money. Damn, Royce, heard you hear that, man? You sound like a break. Well, listen, I don't. It's not a breakup. It's a pause. I just need a pause. I need a break. I just need a break. I want to focus on other things. And I did well. I did well coaching. I had some really good results, and it's fun. It's fun, guys. It's fun. Like training a team and getting them to play the way you vision football is a lot of fun. And seeing the progress of players, developing players is a big satisfaction. But guys, it's too much. Like it's too much. Roy waiting for Pioli to sack his double there and make a call to his assistant. No. I didn't. I never had any aspirations to be MLS youth coach or anything like that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, guys. Coaching is just something that happened, and I stuck with it. But it's not. At least today, it's not something that I think I want it to be a career. I do have a lot of good contacts in the footballing world in California. So if I want to get back into it, it's not difficult for me to get back into it. All right. Okay. So let me continue here with here. Nathan says, Roy, you say we have them in Italy and yet Milan aren't going. Yeah, I don't. Why not, Nathan? This is what I am asking, Nathan. This is what I'm saying. It's like, why does Milan have to go to the other side of the planet to look for a player that they want to spend $4 million on, right? A player that, if you like, technically he doesn't look. Honestly, guys, Colombo kind of looks like him from a technical perspective. Technically, I just don't understand this. I do not understand this policy of looking for players that aren't anything special. I mean, I understand if you get a Vicha Zvereshilia, a player like that, a super technical player. Okay, I get it. Now, I'm all with you. I'm on board for that. But across the world, to get a player that technically is nothing that I've seen is special, even though his trajectory in the Brazilian national team is very good. I talk a lot. I talk a lot about sometimes when I analyze Italian players, I usually look at their trajectory in the national team, under 15, under 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, etc., etc. But that applies to other countries too. It doesn't just apply to Italy. So this Caio Georgia has the same trajectory as the players that I tout in Italy. He's been a a protagonist in the national team since the age of 15, right? So that says a lot, especially if you're Brazilian. Brazil, we know that Brazil is a produces talent. Like maybe it is the country that produces the most talent. I would argue that Brazil is the country that produces the most talent. Actually, I think even economically, Brazil's main export is football players. I believe. I know it was a few years ago. I don't know if it is today, but it has to be in the top three main exports when it comes to Brazil football players. So yeah, you know. But again, I would just like Italy. Hello, hello, Italy. Hello. Um, uh, the four World Cups, 2 Euros, Champions Leagues. Hello. We don't need to go to the. Brazil is a superpower economically. No, I'm saying that one of their main. I'm saying that one of their main exports are literally soccer players. I'm not saying that Brazil is not a superpower, Red John. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Brazil is the country that produces the most talent on average per ratio, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Brazil is not a superpower economic. I mean, these players, guys, produce a lot of money. Guys, they produce a lot of money. All right, okay. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. We have a young Brazilian forward out on loan, Luan Capani. Okay. The old mentality of Italy is what's stopping Italy from progressing faster. One of the big problems in Italy are are you talking about politics? When it comes to politics, yes, 100%. Italy is things happen very slowly when it comes to moving on. The bureaucracy in Italy is a snail pace, and therefore Italy stays behind, and all these things um, are affected. Okay, Roy, I just had Penne Arrabbiata. That's funny. Capanni to Cesena. Okay. Man City are taking all the talents right now and send them across the world to their feeder clubs on loan. Can't have it both ways. If they have skill, play them. If not, go out and spend. Oh, but they're there, guys. They're very there. I think Paul. I saw Paul. What's up, Paul? Paul was here earlier. He said something that I think it's that's it. It's just I'm guessing it's because they're all overpriced in Italy. That is the problem. They're all overpriced. 25 to 30 million for Scamacca is ridiculous. I mean, I think they were even asking for more. They're asking for more. Anyway, we're talking about Caio Georgia. So this Caio Georgia might be going either to Juventus. Looks like Juventus is going to land this player. By the way, Juventus looks like might be landing Locatelli by Monday. So let's see what happens there. But looks like Juventus is leading the pack when it comes to Milan and Benfica for Caio Georgia. I don't care. I do not care. But lo and behold, Milan has a new name. Milan has a new name. And that new name is Kolo Muani. They have shifted their attention to 22-year-old Nantes forward Randall Kolo Muani as part of the report. he is one of these tall kind of center forwards that Pioli likes a lot. If you guys remember in the beginning of the season, Milan was linked to all these tall center forwards. So he seems to fit the bill when it comes to that kind of player. 22 years old, 40 appearances, 10 goals, 9 assists. That is not terrible. It's not terrible for a 22-year-old. 10 goals out of 40 appearances. He was part of the 2020 Olympic team that was a disaster in France. So that means that Kalulu should be back in our midst soon. They exited early. Okay, another player. Again, here we go. Once again, another player. I think he is. Oh well, he's French. Uh, what's up with AC Milan becoming a feeder for the French national team? How about we become a feeder for the Italian national team? How about that? But anyway, so it looks like Milan is going after this player. I do not never seen him before. Didn't even know he existed. Um, but 22 years is an important age. It is an important age. So he could be an interesting prospect. Do you guys know much about this player? Do you guys think he could be a good player for AC Milan? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments, guys. Okay. What up, Roy Farlanatore doing? No. Yeah, that's what they are there, but even you keep saying they're too young to play. Age is what is stopping Italy. But it's not. Nathan, look. Age. All right. Like Kaya Georgia, if he comes to AC Milan, how much time is he going to play anyway? You think this 19-year-old is going to take the spot of a World Cup winner like Giroud? And Giroud to me is not even that impressive, or Ibrahimovic. These guys, teenagers get surclassed. Teenagers do not have the ability to compete against players that are 26, that are 30. It just does not happen. I mean, even I remember playing against some of the PSG teenagers in the academy. It's like, okay, some of them athletically were just insane, but they don't have a brain. They do not have a brain. You can outplay them just by simple tactics. And also by giving these teenagers too much responsibility, you lose them. You lose them fast. You have to build them in slowly. All right, let's keep on going. By the time they're 23 age mark, then they cost. Oh, okay, yes. In that case, I agree. Yeah, buy them sooner because at 23, they cost way too much. Nathan, sorry, man. I thought you were saying something else. I agree with that. To be honest, I've never heard of George before Milan were interested. Never have I. I remember the last time they stole from us Piazza, and he failed to impress. As Kaya be aware. Yeah, good observation there, Akbar. Good observation. Roma are trying to sign Shomorodov. I'm not very familiar with this player. I did see that link. I'm not familiar with that player because French players are plentiful, physical, technical, and most importantly, cheap. And also, listen, we have to also give credit where credit is due, even though France is a huge rival, especially when more national, so in the national. But yeah, the academies in France and the way they develop the youngsters is quite impressive. It is very impressive. Roy, if Milan want to take a chance on a young player, Milan can't complain when they cost too much. I agree with you. Nathan. For me, I sold him. He's still shit, but remain loyal and play for them. Okay, I'm not sure who you're talking about. You will love Jury. Wait for the seasons. I hope so, man. Honestly, I have been paying attention to some of his outings on in the media. He seems to have a lot of personality. Seems to have a lot of personality. That's good because you need a lot of personality. Lucas says Sky Sport Atalanta have agreed a deal in principle for Pobega. Only personal terms remain to be concluded between Atalanta and Pobega. Hey guys, listen. I mean, I'm not going to cry on a dead horse or beat on a dead horse, but if Pobega goes to Atalanta, he will be his talents will be respected, and I will still when in the future he'll be in the national team, and let's say the national team wins a quarterfinal, I will remember that player used to be an AC Milan player, and at least I can say that. All right, let's move on. You say it doesn't happen, but it really happens everywhere in the world, but Italy. But because in Italy it's just there are pros and there are cons. The pros is that Italy is a small country in comparison to, let's say, Brazil. It is a country of less resources, let's say, again, Germany and England. But yet, you know, from on a national perspective, whatever Italy is doing works. Okay, from under 21 to senior team, whatever Italy is doing works. So don't fix something that isn't broken, but maybe you can modify it. I agree with you there. Modify it. Find a way. Find a way. But we don't need to become like any other system, because Italy is doing just fine when it comes to the national aspect. Even, I mean, shit. This is probably the worst period in our history when it comes to amount of Italian players with important roles in their clubs. Yet the Italian national team did great in the Euros. So it's a weird situation to handle. It's a weird situation to handle. I see. I know what you're saying, and I do agree with you to a certain point. To a certain point. Roy, we need a rant. Need a rant. Atalanta are also close to signing Daniel Maldini from AC Milan. Lucas, is this fake news, Lucas? Guys, is this true? Is this true? I honestly think that Atalanta could win the Scudetto this year. Imagine if Daniel Maldini and Pobega go to Atalanta and win the Scudetto. Wow, that would be crazy. Let me see where Lucas is getting this information, because I have my resources here. Is Lucas coming up with them on the spot? He probably is. Lucas, are you messing? Lucas, are you messing around? Nathan says it works for the national team, but those players aren't at Milan except Gabi and Plizzari. Not only that, but why not go for the youth national players? Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you, my man. I do. I agree with you. Lucas is stealing my jokes. So original, man. Maldini needs to change his name to leave the club. Okay, so guys, these are all the players that are I thought were the most interesting linked. So this new player from Nantes is a player that I do not know very well. I don't know if he would be a good signing as the third striker. I just honestly think that we have we have good young strikers in Italy that can sit on the bench and wait for their turn. We don't need to go anywhere else to get him. But I mean, if he's good, if this guy Fernandez is a good prospect, a good talent, all good, all very good. Um, Lucas, where are you getting those reports? Sky Sport, Paolo Maldini and Pioli are also set to join Milan. What? Um, yeah. My only rant of the day: Sky Sport, Milan are close to signing Tete from Shakhtar. Now, Tete is a very, very interesting player. Very, very interesting player. His dribbling is phenomenal. Well, I don't want to say phenomenal, but it is very good. Very good. He kind of reminds me of Douglas Costa a little bit. He's a youngster, a Brazilian youngster that might break into the Brazilian national team. So, um, if Milan get this player, I think it'd be a pretty good. It would be a pretty good signing for that right wing because I think he'd be a player that would develop well in Milan. Dida there would help him with the whole Brazilian thing. Interesting player, very interesting player, Tete. Very interesting player. My ass, reliable sources, Milan have broken through a deal with CSK. Roy, who is a teenager looking the most watching our friendlies? Okay, so there are two players that I thought were very interesting. One, of course, is Maldini. I want to have a better assessment of where this player will end up. The other player that I thought did really well against Modena was this kid called Di Gesù. Very interesting player. I don't know if we will see him in the friendly. I do think we will see Maldini. The Swedish player, also very interesting prospect, Robak. Um, Kerkez is a very interesting prospect. Very interesting prospect. Kerkez against Prosesto looked, or was it against Mono? No, against Prosesto looked fantastic. Uh, I'm very interested to see him, but more so Maldini because Maldini is 19. Maldini is going to is about to step outside those teenage years, and let's see how what Maldini does. Uh, Nonso says, Roy, in my opinion, unfortunately, we are a broke club that can't spend jack. The only way to improve the team is to sell Lau and Hagwe. We are weaker than last season at the moment. Yes, I think that we have lost something from last season, but I also want to say, Nonso, that even though I am skeptic about youngsters and all that stuff, Milan is a team packed with youngsters. So Teo Hernandez, guys, is a youngster. Kessie is still a youngster. Benacer is still a youngster. Tonali is a youngster. Brahim Diaz is a youngster. Leao is a youngster. Salamakers is a youngster. Calabria is a youngster. Even the goalkeeper is a youngster. This kid. So all these players aren't getting worse; they're getting better. So in that aspect, I don't think we are worse. I think we're better. But I do honestly think, Nonso, that that Milan by the end of August is going to put together a really, really competitive team, and whoever comes, doesn't matter who it is going to really add uh, a lot of competition in the team. We can say that offensively, when it comes to that center forward position, we are better. Even though some people might say Mandzukic is a better player, maybe he is, but Mandzukic was not available this time. We do have a player that is going to be available. Hopefully, doesn't get injured. We know that Milan Lab is usually a big problem. All right, let's keep on going a little bit more. Milan should sign Ertugrul Bey. He's a generation leader. Ertugrul, Bamsi, and Turgut would dominate the world. Are are they Turkish? Is that a Turkish name? I'm not familiar with them. Milan is set to replace 13 coach. That's funny, Lucas. Funny. They currently play for the Lane tribe. The Lane tribe in Turkey. All Milan are good at his agreeing personal terms. Never getting the actual signing over the line. It pisses me off. Nathan, I have to go back at 5 if y'all are still live. In the meantime, Roy, make a list of young Italians that's good enough for Milan now. I mean, there are. I mean, I can't really. I'm not gonna give you a list right now. I can't think of a list right now, but they're there. They're there. They're coached by Sedatin Kabek. Who is our Don Carlito? Not sure. That's not already on a good team or costing much. Saadettin Kabuk is the worst coach in Turkey, but they have the best owner in the Sultan Aladdin. Okay, I'm not sure about these. I don't know. I can't comment on these players. I don't know who they are. Well, guys, that is good for today. Unless maybe we can, maybe I can comment on a few more comments, but that's all that I thought was interesting. Fiorentina have an offer for Pizzella. So Pizzella was a player that was linked to us. And I guess that's it for today, guys. So tomorrow we do have the Milan Forum. Do some quiz, Roy. We will do the quizzes tomorrow in the Milan Forum. Roy, I want some spaghetti aglio e olio. That sounds good. That sounds good. Like some good stuff. That does sound like some good stuff. So, guys, just to recap what we went over today, Isco might be joining Milan. Let's see what happens. Kessie, that's who we didn't speak about. Kessie seems to the negotiations between Kessie and Milan are basically in the final stages. They're just for what has been reported. 90% of the negotiations have been agreed upon. The only thing missing right now is the bonuses and that aspect of the contract. So we might see Kessie signing his contract already by next week. So good thing over there. We spoke about Belotti and his contract situation. Caio Georgia, we can wave goodbye to this player. Brandt is no more. So, guys, forget about Brandt. He ain't coming. Kubo has been linked with AC Milan. And that's it, guys. All right. Guys, thank you for joining me today on this impromptu live that I decided to do. We are doing a Milan Forum tomorrow, so join us tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time, which I'm not sure what time that is around the rest of the world. I know it is 8 p.m. GMT, but other than that, Forza Milan, Forza Milan. Forza lotta, vincerai, perché non ti lasceremo mai. All right, guys, thank you so much. We will see you next time. Arrivederci. Ciao.